You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
The people.
T.I.
T.I. It is interesting how T.I. has become the voice of the people over the past few years. Though.
Sure has.
Man, I mean, it's an honor, you know. I mean, I've always considered myself a voice for the voiceless, but, you know what I'm saying, to have other people besides me consider it, you know, is actually dope.
But on some real live revolutionary activists, this who you call when you want to shut down a restaurant or two. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I just want to make sure that the collective is properly represented. That's it. And whatever I can do, man, you know what I'm saying, on behalf of those who can't organize, mobilize, and do it themselves, I mean, I'm honored to do so.
I forgot about something, and I saw it this morning. I think a couple of days ago was the 1 year anniversary of when you was about to square up with the LAPD. And for whatever reason,
1 year anniversary?
1 year anniversary, you in the game.
What? I thought it'd been longer than that.
No, I said it was a year.
Whoa.
And I never, I don't remember seeing that particular video where you were telling the police you'll have to beat up a lot of us. I said, this nigga a real live revolutionary for real.
I mean, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just stand there and witness, you know, no brothers being mistreated by, you know, at the hands of some public service workers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. You know, as a citizen, we all have rights. And you know, the violation of those rights come when you don't know you have them.
All right.
You dig? So, like, for real, man, the police work for us, man. I pay my taxes, man. You work for me. What's happening? You know? And that's how I tend to treat it.
You've always had a ready-to-die attitude, though. That for whatever reason has not gone away.
No, I ain't never said I was ready to die.
I said ready to die.
I said I was willing to die.
Willing to die. Yeah. My bad. Not ready, willing.
For just a fair and just cause. It's something worthy. I mean, man, I think if a person they found nothing they willing to die for, they ain't fit to live.
Absolutely.
You dig? And I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think that as a youngster, those things were kind of a lot more cavalier and frivolous. Those things that I was ready to die for, you know, ready to die about this trap, ready to die about this dope, this little money. You know, I'm gonna die about my car. If the motherfucker trying to take it, that kind of shit. And I think as I grew up and I matured and life taught me lessons, from losses, I learned, like, the shit that's really important is, like, your family, your children. You know what I mean? Your freedom, your respect, and equality. Like, that's what's truly important.
I think your kids are a great representation of how well you've raised them, actually, just to see how great they are as people. I saw your daughter talking about, okay, I don't need no man because my dad is the greatest in my life. And just seeing all your kids, though, because they all seem like great kids. Like, we don't hear about them
Son just
getting
went to
into
the prom.
situations.
Man, they're all, like, I've said this 1,000 times, but they're all, like, different extensions of me. They all took on a different part of my personality. And, you know how people say, we don't know what T.I. is. He's this 1 minute, he's this 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
So they all took on different versions of me, and I mean, I'm just impressed at the way that they have taken a part of me and kind of elevated it.
Now, with that said, is one of them a hothead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
one is the hothead?
King.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and Major a little bit. Major got a little temper. Major don't really. He's not a talker.
Mm-hmm.
He rationalizes with force.
How do you control that though?
For real, just proper discernment. Let them know that it ain't just the fact that you are able to use hostility in your favor to solve problems. That don't mean that you resort to that. That's when you've ran out of options. You've clearly given up on the situation when you do that. So, I just try and, just motivate him to exercise his mind, and it's stronger than any of his physical force could be.
And plus the environment he's in is not like yours, so it's not going to put more fuel on the fire.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Every human being going through life has conflict. How you resolve that conflict is what makes you who you are. Everybody gonna have conflict. I don't care how well-to-do you are or how, how dire your circumstances may be. We all gonna have conflict.
Sometimes people hate on you more just because of where you come from
Absolutely.
and seeing how
Either situation, right?
seeing you on TV and seeing who your dad is and something happened
Sure.
and they go to school and talk ish.
Man, jealousy is real. You know what I'm
Hell
saying? All my children, I've seen all my children go through that. I've seen all of them go through that. And I've seen them all handle it. You know what I'm saying? In different ways. King is a fighter. He handled his straight up. Let's go to the bathroom. I mean, that's how he is. And he don't care how big a person is, which is commendable. But at the same time, you gotta apply some strategy to your force.
So he took the old 5'9" with the heart,
Yeah,
height
he got
of
a
a 6'4"
complex.
nigga. He took that line to heart, huh?
He got a complex. 'Cause he the smallest though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got his mama's height. So I think that because of that, I think people deal with him a certain way that he not willing to accept. And I think in his own head, he feel like he got to go that much harder, you know what I'm saying, to compensate for the difference in height and weight.
Okay, you got another question?
I'm not gonna say, do the kids make you think twice about how you tend to move? Like,
Absolutely, man.
yeah.
They've been doing that since since they were born. But as I got older, it's just certain risks I just saw that I wasn't willing to take no more. Now we're for the right reason, but it got to be the right reason.
Absolutely.
Man, it ain't gonna be me and you arguing in a club and you know what I'm saying, I'm finna follow you home and do something to you that's gonna send me to jail. You know what I mean? I'm not finna go. I ain't going for that. Or not no conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You violate me or I am one of mine, then you know what I'm saying, it's on the menu.
I was gonna ask about music. Are you still in love with the music with the new forms of streaming? And I
Sure.
seen Jeezy retire. Are you still in it the same way and feel it the same way?
Absolutely, I do. And I mean, I just ain't putting that out for real.
And that's the reason I'm asking.
I got tons of music.
You got a new album coming out.
Yeah, the Dime Trap is coming. I got tons of music, and I record every day.
Why haven't you put nothing out?
Man, I'm really just waiting to feel like it for real. Like the work that go with putting out an album. I got so many other things I got going on as far as like, producing and developing television shows and films. Yeah, the Hustle Gang. I was dedicating a lot of my time to, developing and cultivating their talents.
I like that you go hard and you were always with them everywhere. Which I think is important because there's a lot of artists that have people signed to them and working with them, but you don't see them stand behind them or next to them.
Sure.
Like that.
Well, we're a family, like I've always said, man. And I really believe in what they have to offer, contribute to the culture. So that's why, I invest my time, effort, and energy into it, and I will continue to do so.
I think people forget sometimes, Even I would say myself, and it's hard because I'm a DJ and I was raised off of early T.I. until you hear the Ye versus the People. And then you hear the way you spitting.
Tell them what you said.
What I said?
What you said yesterday.
What I said
Oh, maybe that was behind the scenes.
What I said?
He said you sound like old T.I.
Yeah, I said you sound like old T.I. Like you're not only rapping, it's like you're telling a story, and I'm sitting here mesmerized through the story, where it's like you really like. I know you really meant it, but I felt it. Like I felt like I'm there with you.
He
like,
ain't hear the Us or Else album. That's why.
Right on.
If you heard the Us or Else album, that ain't even a scratch.
No, I did, but now I felt it even more with that record.
Ye versus the People?
Yeah.
Man, I'm so glad that you did that because I've been so irritated by the things I'm like so irritated to the point where I don't even really want to listen to what he's saying. But then when I seen you was on the track, I said, okay, I know T.I. ain't gonna let this slide because I can't see you just getting on there talking about some Make America Great Again.
Yeah, I ain't
It gave me that
for
feeling again.
I ain't going for that. I mean, man, the record actually happened. It's the fastest record I've ever recorded in my life. You know what I'm saying? It happened at the end of a 4-hour-long discussion we were having.
I'm sure there were a lot more things you could have been saying on that song too.
Oh man, I said it. I said it. But the discussion happened from the time I got there up until the time we started recording.
But let's talk about the discussion. You seen his Twitter rampage.
Tell him how you got there first.
And how'd you get there from seeing that Twitter rampage?
Because you and Ye hadn't talked in a minute.
Yeah, I hadn't talked to Ye, man, since I got out of prison. Like we did the record for No Mercy, and then I hadn't, probably hadn't spoke to him much since I probably got out of prison.
That's like what, 6-7 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if we may have seen each other in passing or But I hadn't, we hadn't had an actual conversation in quite some time. So we happened to see each other at a hotel, in a hotel lobby in L.A. I was there for a meeting, he was there for a meeting, and he came over and spoke to me. And, so then immediately I said, man, let's work. What's
God
happening?
put you there for a reason at that time.
He said that to me several times. He said that to me. He's like, man, you are here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
He has said that. He's expressed that to me. But so I said, let's work. He said, yeah, bet. He gave me his number, and he put out a phone, and it was odd because I never knew him to have a phone. Really? I remember like it was a big deal when we were recording in Hawaii that you ain't got no phone. You don't do no phones. So he got like, damn, yeah, he got a phone.
Was it an iPhone or was it an Android?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I don't recall.
It was a flip phone. Okay.
I'm certain it was an iPhone.
All right,
I'm certain it was an iPhone. But anyway, so we exchanged numbers. He went back about his meeting. I went back about mine. Then that night, I went to the studio, and after I left him, I started seeing the stuff. It just started popping up, and then so by the next morning, I got on the phone with him again. Another weird turn of events that is not really relevant to the story, so I'll go and continue on past it. But I hit him and said, hey, yo, let me get with you. You know what I'm saying? I want to get with you whenever I can. Mm-hmm. And he immediately hit me back and was like, I bet. I had my people call and, we'll set up a meeting.
And this was after the Trump.
Yeah, it was after all that. It was after all that. It was right around the time when John Legend had hit him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I'm like, yeah, yo, what's going on with bro? But I didn't want to say nothing over the phone because I have an opportunity to go see him. Right. So I'm not going to, have a discussion over the phone. So I just waited until I got there, and I got there, and you know what I'm saying? It's a huge complex, a compound and whatnot. He get me in, and we walk past security and whatnot, and he takes me into his showrooms, and you see all the new Yeezys in the season, probably season 13, 14.
Right.
And now I'm thoroughly impressed. You know what I'm saying? I congratulate him. I know he was working hard. I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm like, I want to be like, yo, when them come out, but I'm like, Tip, you must stay focused.
Got you.
You were in here on a mission.
Got you.
You must stay focused. And so we go on into the room where, everybody was sitting and there was music and whatnot. And so he said, he started saying, what I'm saying, I got some things, I want to play for you. I want you to hear. I say, can't wait to do it. But first, let me speak to you right quick. So we stepped outside, we had a discussion. And that's when I was just like, yo, what's up, man? I'm sure you have, a very logical explanation to all of this. Like, what's happening? What's the punchline?
And you give him the benefit of the doubt because it's Kanye.
I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm sure you got something that's going to make all this make sense in my head. I just got to hear it.
Right.
So let's hear it.
Go.
Let's go.
Right.
And he say, man, just being a free thinker, man.
What do you think about? Well, go ahead.
And I'm like, huh? What do you mean? A free thinker? You're like, man, I just feel free. I just felt free to think whatever it is that my mind leads me to think without some monolithic view of what society wants me to think. I'm like, what's up with the hat, bro?
Right.
And he like, man, my subconscious spoke to my conscious, and it just moved me to wear the hat, I'm like, but yo, like, you know what the hat represent? He's like, not when I wear it though.
Yeah, he want to repurpose it.
Yeah, it's not.
He's like, just like we
working.
did the word nigga, we took the power from the word, and now we use the word as our own. I said, yeah, that's not the same. That's not the same, bro.
Because America's never been great for minorities, so you can't make it great again.
And
we have a president who's currently trying to strip us of all these rights now.
But just imagine, like right now, I'm really like looking, and I'm trying not to trip. I'm trying to, and plus it's Kanye, and he doesn't seem like malicious or.
Not at all.
Right. You know what I mean? It seems extremely sincere and passionate.
Not a publicity stunt.
Nah, it don't seem like it's nothing he doing. It seem like, man, the man just woke up on some shit one day.
On some shit.
Nah, I don't think it. I didn't get no signs of no,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
You think he's just
no inebriated state of
No, me
mind?
neither.
I didn't.
ill-informed about politics, maybe,
seemed
and not
like
really
it's a-
knowing what's going on when it comes to
Man, look, man.
the world right
I
now?
don't know, man. But what I do know is I asked him 2 things, right? I said, oh, and then wait a minute, before I asked him this, he said, yo, you know, this is just like I went out on tour with Talib Kweli and wore a Rockefeller chain, and they booed me when I came out on stage for wearing a chain. I was a backpacker, like as far as my style, but it's like being fly and flashy as that type, it wasn't accepted at the time. And people had to come around. I say, bro, do you really think that is the same thing? He's like, yeah.
Wow.
I say, nah. That ain't the same thing, bro. That ain't the same thing at all. And then, you know, after he said that, I say, well, look, man, have you thought about the people who supported you that you hurt when you put that on? And then he looked different. You know what I'm saying? He looked at me kind of like, I could see an epiphany had, you know, he was like, hurt someone for having my own opinion? I say, yeah, people believe in you and they see you as a certain way, and then you go and they support you and you support someone who goes directly against them. It's like you supporting the enemy. So do you think how they feel? He was like, no, I didn't think about that. But I can see in his face, he was like,
Right.
I don't want, that ain't what I ain't mean to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to speak too much, but he actually hit me and said, hey, man, T.I. said I'm hurting people. Am I hurting people? I'm like, nigga, yes.
Hey, man.
What do you think it is? What do you think
And
it
then
is that you don't
Charlamagne
see?
hit me and say, hey, if you with Kanye and you talking to him, whatever you say, keep saying it.
For real, because it was getting through to him.
But
what is
can't
he
he
not
see
seeing,
from all
though?
the responses from everybody how much it
man,
hurts?
What
do
is he
you
not
think he
seeing?
listens to
No,
that?
he's not listening.
He don't listen to that.
His superpower is his weakness, because you got to think people telling him what he can't do,
Right.
and then him keep pushing and making it is what
That's
got him the way he is.
That's what got us Jesus Walk.
Yes.
You
Right.
know,
No, you're
nobody
right.
was doing a song like Jesus Walk. Everybody, I told him,
You're
man,
right.
you tripping with that one. He like, okay, watch this. You know what I'm saying? With the same resilient energy that, but when he say his subconscious talked to his conscious and it moved him to do something, like, I disagree with it, but the last thing I'm going to ever do is tell somebody not to listen to themselves.
Right.
If it's something inside of yourself saying to do something, even if I don't agree with it, I don't feel comfortable telling someone to listen to me over listening to themselves.
What if that was Damani wearing a Make America Great Again?
Man, that ain't never gonna happen. I ain't got to worry about that. All my kids.
He was like, it's my subconscious.
Hey, man.
Talking to him.
Hey man, but that's the thing though.
What's
That's a grown
blinding
ass
him, though?
man.
But what's blinding him? Like, what is he not seeing? Is it his people around him? Because, you know,
He
if I do
say
something
he's
crazy,
trying-
Charlamagne gonna slap me in the back of the head. You know,
Oh,
if
well, nah,
Charlamagne
it
do
ain't
something,
none
you know
of
what I mean?
that.
Is it? What is he not
Ain't none of
seeing?
that. Ain't
That's
none
what I'm
of
lost about.
I mean, I don't even think he's even challenged this idea, or this idea has been challenged aside from when it hit the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that it moved me and I refuse. We as the black delegation cannot afford to lose Kanye West.
Nah,
you know what I'm
no.
saying?
He too
Like,
important.
I'm gonna just keep it out. I'm gonna keep it out with 1,000.
didn't-
And that was my approach. I'm like, nah, hell nah, we can't. Nah, man, we can't do that.
And I know he's influential, but I didn't realize how influential. Because people crying over it, like people literally on social media in tears.
Man, he is
very
our
influential.
Michael Jackson. Like, just point blank period. And I feel like the same consideration we give Michael Jackson. First of all, we talk about Kanye West here, people.
Yes.
It's very, I'm talking about a minuscule percentage of the population of the earth that speaks the language of Kanye West.
Right.
The things that come into his mind once it hit the air, it probably don't sound the same to the person, the average motherfucker who listening to it, as it did in his head.
Right.
So he needs kind of like a translator for real.
That's
Like,
real.
Like, he need somebody around him who he could say stuff to, and then they can say what he's saying is he trying to do this. And I mean, if you just take seconds of him speaking and play it, sounds preposterous. But if you listen to him over the span of 3-4 hours,
You understand?
you kind of understand
Like,
his logic and where he coming from. You don't agree with it. I emphatically disagree.
Like if he says I love Trump, he don't mean he loved Trump,
but look,
his policies, his
Nah,
ideologies.
it's kind of like
he loved his style.
I love fried chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I can co-sign
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's kind of like, I love Hennessy. You know? You know what I'm saying? I love Coachella. Hell yeah.
Where did we
You know, he
stand?
think of it as, he don't think of him as a person. He thinking of
As a thing.
the thought,
Right.
thing that
Yeah.
whatever that force is. And then he say, well, he has dragon energy. I have dragon energy. I say, what the fuck is a
I
dragon?
don't know what that means.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And but like that was like the beginning of the conversation.
Right.
So I'm just hearing him throw all these parables and like the man speaking in kind of like riddles and shit, you know?
Because he can't really explain.
He can't explain
himself.
the shit that's going on in his head.
Yeah.
But the more he talk it out, he kind of get around to it. So by the time we had sat down in the room with everyone else, he kind of got around to trying to like, now he could kind of convey, because, you know, that when I said, man, because he said, well, I don't agree with everything he said. I don't agree with half of the stuff he said. I said, okay, well, what part do you agree with?
Right.
And he said, well, the thought of coming from nothing and nobody says you can do it and you become the president.
Was he nothing? No, he didn't really come. Donald Trump didn't
I
come
mean,
from
in
nothing.
the world of politics.
In the world of
he did.
politics,
In the world
absolutely
of
nothing.
politics,
Oh, okay,
he was
'cause I was gonna
absolutely
say,
zero
dang,
less
millions
than,
of
lesser
dollars.
than that. He was a
Right.
reality star.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Donald Trump would be equivalent to Kris Jenner becoming the president of the United States of America.
And in
it would be
Because
equivalent.
I still look at him as a very privileged individual, not as
Man,
someone coming from
did
nothing.
you hear what I said?
Right,
it would
right.
be like Kris Jenner being the president of the United States.
So how did it end? You said that before. Like, so how did it end? Did he finally get it and say, oh, God?
They agreed to disagree.
Nah,
Then
man.
what
I mean,
happened?
well, I got him to. We had him to, at a point where he was like, "Well, look, maybe I should just change something on the hat and make it my own." I said, "Yes,
Yes. Right.
yes, that's what you should do. That's it." And then he say, "But no, that wouldn't." He say, "But no, that wouldn't get me. That wouldn't prove my point." Is what he said.
And I don't think he understands the optics of the situation because he don't understand how dire this situation
He's
is because he
so
knows
removed.
nothing about Trump's policies.
He so yeah. I asked him.
It doesn't
Man,
affect
I said,
him.
"Hey man, so how you feel about the travel ban?" He say, "What's the travel ban?"
Exactly.
It doesn't affect him, and
You
sometimes
You know what I'm
when
saying?
it doesn't
So
affect
I say,
someone,
"Come on, bro, you can't do this. You can't do this, man. You can't side with somebody." And you say you leading with love. Like, if you loving this man is hurting all these people, what make him so much worth so much love to where it caused these people so much pain?
You loving
Then
someone who
he,
hates.
And then he sat down. I ain't figured that out. I gotta figure that out. And then he started thinking, and then he was like, "But if, you know what I'm saying? Now he's trying to reconfigure his approach. You did, and
You
then
can tell T.I. got a lot of kids too, because see, these are questions that kids ask, and sometimes you got to be patient with them because most people would have snapped by them. But
We're
you was
only patient
with 'em.
because it's Kanye.
I know that's the
Yeah.
thing. So now, what if he's gonna
Yeah.
put out his album, but he meets
If he
with
was- if he-
Donald Trump, and he's like, "I love him,"
what
and
you
he's
mean?
standing like,
But
let's just say,
he can't. I mean, just look, man. Look, he loves the thought of. He loves if Donald Trump would have made it the way he is, the way he made it, and you know, he defied all odds, and he was really a decent human being. You know, if that were the case, because in his mind, that's kind of how it is. He
Yeah.
don't really know nothing.
Right.
He don't know the things that we know because he's removed himself from society to the point where it don't reach him. He said he just started watching CNN.
He just started watching CNN. He said even when Obama was in the White House, he never watched CNN or nothing. He said he just started watching CNN.
so are we excusing this?
No, we're not
No,
excusing
that's
anything.
not
Hell
happening.
no.
No.
That doesn't
Hell
make it
no.
right.
It actually makes it more dangerous, the fact that you're uninformed and you're using your platform to spread this.
Now the genius of him said, "All right, well, let's do a song." Like, now, how did the song come about?
Man, because we were talking for 4 hours about the same thing. I have never. But it was a very enlightening discussion. I feel like, I learned a lot. About him and, about his commitment to personal growth. He's truly committed, and whatever that is, like he feel like he on a personal journey. Just give him. He like, man, look, man, just give me a minute. I'm feeling something. Let me, let me figure out what it is.
Yeah.
Don't be so quick to just cut me out. I'm not a white supremacist. I don't agree with white supremacy. I say, but you are supporting one.
You wearing their flag.
You are wearing the flag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, but imagine what a white supremacist thinks about it when I wear it. He'll want me to take it off. I say, man.
So do we.
And I'm like, well, do him a favor. You know what I mean? Just take it out, because we want you to take it out, everybody. And then he's like, man, maybe you want me to take it off and them want me to take it off is enough to bring y'all closer together. I'm like, man, listen, bro.
All right now.
Do you think what he's attempting to do can be done?
My head hurts.
Who? Man, listen, man. My brothers coming with a love, lead with love. Martin Luther King, early Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King before he got to see what's really real.
Yes, Martin before he sat with Elijah, absolutely.
And I'm more Malcolm X, a lot more Malcolm X, to where I don't apply love to those that don't deserve it. It must be reciprocated. It must be earned first and then reciprocated. I ain't just loving for the sake of it. You know what I mean? I got children and family to love. I ain't just loving no hateful strangers.
I don't understand why black people, we the only people they tell to do that. We the ones that gotta love it. We gotta love our oppressors.
I ain't going for that.
Forgive our oppressors.
I ain't going for that. You know
So how did the song come about? Whose idea was it? Like, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, man. So, we got to the point where we've been going back and forth for quite some time, and we would start talking about music. He played the Scooby-Doo, and I said, man, you're just toying with people now. You got to stop. Like, why are you doing this? And he's like, nah, man. Well, like, what if I go boop, boop? I'm like, man.
Stop it, man.
When I heard it, I said, what the fuck is this? And he told me it was a reference track.
Tripping, bro.
I didn't even know.
But look, though, I think the shock of the people in the room every time he played it is what made him keep it, I think. And then, hey, have y'all ever heard, y'all seen that Dave Chappelle stand-up on Netflix?
Yeah.
The one where he says, the reason why I really want to quit comedy, because I'm too damn good at this shit. You know what I'm saying? I can say any joke, any punchline, and, y'all gonna laugh at it. I feel like that's how Kanye feels.
I could make any song.
You know what I'm saying? I can make any song, y'all gonna like it, so it really don't matter what I do. I ain't pushing myself. I'm not bringing the best out of myself, because anything I do, you accept it and love it.
Because people were like, I love this track.
Yeah.
The track is crazy.
It was, yeah. But I'm just saying, man,
is...
that Scooby-Doo bullshit is going to be a genre now. It's going to be a bunch of Scooby-Doo-boopity-boopers.
Ain't that like scat? Don't they call it like scat music?
I don't know what the fuck that shit called, man. But I could do without it.
I feel like
I did not care for it. However, he played some other shit that is completely like jamming on the one.
Hell yeah.
So he played that first one for a reason.
Right.
Because he could have played any of these other songs that I heard that was jamming like a motherfucker. And then afterwards, I asked him if he had any beats or something like that. And then he was like, well, I got this one song, and you know what? I'm already kind of saying my part. Maybe we could, it's kind of one-sided. Maybe you could do your part in between my parts. And I was like, shit, all right, cool. But then when I started doing my part, he just erased all of it and started from the top. Right. So none of the stuff he told me he had, did he keep? He just like started all the way over, and we just freestyled back and forth. And it only took about 30 to 45 minutes to knock it out right quick.
It's interesting how God worked, though, because when I heard the record, I was like, everybody gonna think this is a publicity stunt.
Yeah,
because y'all just recorded it last
Thursday. We released it in 24 hours.
You didn't know he was putting it out?
I didn't know. See, I did the song, right? I'm thinking after I leave, he gonna play the song back. He gonna hear me talking. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm gonna still be talking to him while I'm gone.
Yeah.
And then he gonna hear what I'm saying. He ain't gonna like that shit. He gonna erase it. And then and his man put the song out the next day.
He didn't give you a heads up or nothing. Just
he didn't tell me nothing about it. I mean, I don't know if he put it out. He said it got leaked. So, who knows?
Goodness gracious.
But,
with the boycotts you've been staging with Houston's and everything, how do you know when it's time to let up off of business?
You did let up.
I mean,
I know I'm saying, but how do you know when it's time to let up?
We resolve our issues. We, you know what I mean? We mediate. We come to the table. We sit down and have a discussion. You know what I'm saying? I speak for the collective, the greater good of the collective, and their list of demands and requests, and we compromise back and forth, and finally we shake hands on a agreed upon resolution, and everybody walk away a little happy. You know what I'm saying? Happier than they were before they walked in.
That's the goal, to make a change.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you also have your competition series on BET coming.
Yeah,
What's
man, the
that?
Grand Hustle.
The Grand Hustle.
Man, the Grand Hustle is basically a business competition show where I just got a bunch of cats, man. Some who were formally educated in Ivy League schools, and some who were like hustlers from the streets. And I put them all in the house together and made them compete, man. You know, and the winner of the competition gets a 6-figure salary and a position on the Grand Hustle roster.
Okay.
Not as an artist, though, as an executive.
Wow.
What happens if you like more than one person and they might be assets to?
There's
Grand
only
Hustle?
one. There's only one salary. There's
So
only
it's
one
already
salary.
filmed and everything.
Yeah, it come out in July. Yeah.
So that person's already working for you.
No, I can't have them work for me. We have like contestant rules that we gotta abide by. So I can't have them to work for me until the
After the-
final
okay.
episode. So everybody won't know who won.
Now,
What made you want to give him an executive job instead of making him the artist?
I got enough artists.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know, if anything, man, my infrastructure needs strengthening because the empire is ever expansive. So we continue to diversify, and everybody is doing multiple jobs. What we need is another strong executive who can create, you know, more opportunities and have, you know, more forward-thinking ideas and even be the arms, legs, and boots on the ground to kind of facilitate and execute some of this stuff necessary to keep all this shit afloat. You know?
What are some qualities that make somebody a strong executive?
Well, I think that for one, you have to be willing to accept accountability and hold yourself responsible. You know what I mean? You got to do that because everybody has certain tasks and responsibilities, and if we don't execute on those and deliver on those, then collectively the empire will struggle. There's gonna be more work on the net person, and you know, less deliverables met, less checks to be gotten in, and you can't really maximize on the potential of all the opportunities you have.
Now let's go back to the music, right?
Sure.
And when are we doing? When are we getting a T.I. solo album?
Yeah,
You said it's done.
it's back done. I'm gonna go in with Ye and do a couple more records actually.
He owe you.
Nah, he don't owe me nothing, man.
All that free therapy.
Nah, man. I did that for the culture, man. You know what I'm saying?
You have a
Like,
song with YFN Lucci that you.
yeah, man. Me and Lucci got a record that's dope. Me and Jeezy got a record that's dope. Me and Meek. Let me see here.
Have you seen Meek yet?
Nah, I'm going after I leave here, actually. Yeah, I'm on the way there after I leave here. Who else I got? I got, you know what I'm saying? I got records with a lot of people, but I'm not sure which records I'm going to actually keep for the project. Watch the Duck, Jesse from Watch the Duck. Got some Pharrell records. This shit dope.
Sheesh.
Oh, you say you going to Philly after you leave here?
Yeah,
Word.
I'm finna go down there and check out my little bro, man. I'm happy to see him back out, and you know what I'm saying, how they flew him, you know, straight into the Philly game.
arena,
and- yeah, man,
like
that
that's the
made me
first
feel good.
That's the first free somebody campaign I seen work in my lifetime.
What?
You know, think about it. I can't think of nobody we actually was
But you know
screaming
what? He
That's
shouldn't even have
real.
been locked up in the first
He
place.
shouldn't have.
For real.
He shouldn't have. It was a travesty. It was a travesty, and I'm talking about it. It really throws mud in the face of what we call American democracy. You know what I'm saying? It shows so much bias. You know what I mean? Such an abuse of power, and it just reeks of privilege. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. I hated it. I hate it had to happen to him as well.
What do you think about the concept of free thought? Since this is that something that
I do. I appreciate the concept of free thought. And you know what I'm saying? Even the fact that he feel like, along with Chance, they say that everybody that's black ain't got to be a Democrat. I mean,
agree
I ain't got no
with
problem with
I agree with
that.
that too, yeah.
I ain't got no problem with
that don't
none
mean
of
we're supposed
that.
to be conservative either, but
I mean, man, look, man, even if you want to be conservative, that's your business, man. Just be a decent human being. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be fair and just and considerate and thoughtful to other people who occupy this planet with you. Right. You know what I mean? Don't be so conceited and rude and
Right.
just arrogant and egregious with your thoughts, thinking that you're the only person that matters, or people like you are the only people that matter on this planet. Like, that's just a poor excuse, a horrible waste of space of a human being. You know what I mean? So it don't matter. I don't care what your views is. Or,
Right.
You know what I mean? Just be decent.
And no matter what your views are, there's going to be people who don't agree with you,
Sure.
who strongly oppose you, who
Sure.
don't like you and don't support you. It's
Sure.
just part of having free thought. Is I have the free thought to not agree with you.
Yeah, and I don't feel like you can
Absolutely.
be a free thinker if you're part of a political party because you're gonna have some of that part. You're gonna walk that party line regardless of which one you are.
I believe both of these. This is just me now. I believe that both of these parties have like a theme, and they have like itemized
Agenda.
action items and agendas under that theme. I feel like the Democrats' theme is everybody do a little something to help everybody. You know what I mean? The Republicans' theme is make money, make everyone do for self. You know what I'm saying? And that is the thing. So if you believe in the principles, if the core of your fundamental principles is you feel like those of us who live above average have a responsibility for those who live below average, like I do, then that make me a Democrat.
Yep.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't always believe in everything that the Democrats say, and some of the things that the Republicans happen to push through that have a positive effect on my bankroll, I do appreciate.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
the fundamental principles of my core values push me into the Democratic Party. You
Right.
dig? Now, what I will not do, and I don't think we can allow to continue to have this happen, we cannot continue to just freely just push our vote over there without holding someone accountable and having some consideration given to the needs that we have that must be met for us to progress. In some instances, I might vote Democrat for president and Republican for my city official. Who knows? It just depends on the principles of the person.
But that's up to us to be informed. Know what
Absolutely.
That person,
We have to involve ourselves in the political process. We got to listen when these people speaking because they speaking about things that affect you in your daily life. You know what I mean? If it's a Republican that want to, legalize marijuana somewhere, I'm voting for him. I'm going to vote for him. Because I think, hey man, I like his stance.
Why you bullshitting? That's why I voted for the governor of Jersey.
You dig what I'm saying?
He in there. He just taking a little time now.
Yeah.
Now I know you got to go. I got a question before you go.
I got two more.
Who
real
invented
quick.
trap music?
Come on, man.
Man, come on, man. Why we?
And how
I
did
think
that
T.I.
become
will
a
answer that for
question?
you.
Hey, listen, man. Let me ask you a question. We need not ask questions we already know the answer to. You dig? The word trap had never been coupled with the word music to make a phrase before August 19th, 2003. Nobody can ever show you anyone saying trap music. You can say, people were talking about trap, people were talking about selling drugs. Listen, man. People were playing electric guitar before rock and roll, but that didn't make it rock and roll. What made it rock and roll was motherfucker said, this is rock and roll. Right. You see what I'm saying? So I think that, that's a frivolous discussion when we have bigger fish to fry. Excuse me, I have bigger fish to fry. I think that my purpose is greater than talking about who created something that I know I created and I have, since transcended, you know what I'm saying? But just because, I'm going to give you an example. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What's the number one phone in the world right now? What's everybody's favorite phone?
iPhone.
Okay, iPhone. Now, as great as the iPhone is, and as much as everybody like it, you can never say this is the first cell phone.
Right.
You can never say that.
Right.
You can't take away from the Motorola flip phone. You can't take away from the Nextel Chirp.
The big block joint.
You know what I'm saying? You can't take away.
Sprint.
No matter how much you love this iPhone, man, you must pay homage to what led up to, because the reason the iPhone became the iPhone is because they didn't have to go back and research all this technology that all these other phones before them had done. Same thing here. If I hadn't done what I done, it would have at least taken you a whole lot longer, or you know what I mean, to get where you at, and it wouldn't be the same. It just wouldn't.
I think you made it a genre.
It just wouldn't.
Personally.
I mean, I didn't create. I mean, that's anything that happened after that is under that.
Right.
Period. And that's that on that.
Now,
But I will say it's interesting because I find that there is a common type of people who have this argument. You know what I'm saying? It's a common kind of like thread that kind of binds them. And y'all remember The Wire, right?
Of
Yeah.
course.
All right. You got some cats who are more fond of Avon Barksdale and his methods. You have some cats who are more fond of Stringer Bell. You know, so cats who feel like they more Avon Barksdale, you know what I'm saying? Grimy in the gutter, get it how you live, dirt under your fingernails, and you know what I'm saying? keys with the blood stain on it and all that, you know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real, you know. Those cats, they tend to go over that way with the other guy. And the cats who feel like we have an elevated level of success that allows us to diversify our portfolio and not have to, subject ourselves to such inconveniences like life in prison or a casket, you know what I'm saying? And we take this shit and we build upon it and grow and take it to something else. And those people kind of err on the side of me. So you'll never convince a Avon Barksdale supporter that Stringer Bell is, more effective. Gotcha. That's just like a principle within you. Yeah, so if that's where you at, then that's where you at. But facts are facts, and that is that.
You play them dope boys in the trap from I'm serious.
Hey man, I can't. The word thing I could do, man, I sound stupid trying to convince people of something so simple.
Yeah. Right.
It's like if I try to tell you, hey man, the sun is outside shining. The sun is shining. That's what's lighting the whole thing up. Mm-hmm. And you like, no, it ain't. The more I argue with you about something so obvious, the dumber I get.
Right.
So I'm gonna let them have it.
Just look it up.
I have elevated the discussion to Ye versus the people. That is the discussion right now. This discussion has already passed. We've passed that.
Well, two quick questions in that round.
We going on.
What's your title with Keisha Lance Bottoms? Because you on her advisory board. You and Killer Mike. Who's Killer Mike? Me
and Killer Mike on the transition team, man, for Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, and it's an honor and a privilege to work alongside her. This is my first transition team, but you know what I'm saying, I see how passionate she is and how aware she is of the need of certain communities because she's a product of the community. And I serve on the Jobs and Opportunity Subcommittee and also the Affordable Housing Subcommittee. And I believe Mike serves on, we serve on Jobs and Opportunity together, and I believe he may have another one. I don't know which one though.
And Donald Trump.
What about him?
He comes to Atlanta and he says, I would like to meet with one of the leaders of the Black Delegate, the Black Order, Mr. Clifford T.I. Harris. I just would like to have a conversation to see if there's anything that can be done in the community. And would you have the conversation?
If I could bring Farrakhan with me.
Woo, okay.
I'm going to bring somebody smarter than me. I ain't just coming. I'm going to need either him or,
John Lewis.
Andy Young,
Maxine
Bella
Waters.
Somebody got to come just to make sure this shit going the way. You know what I mean? Cause I ain't just, because he going to have somebody there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He going to have somebody there that's probably giving him the lowdown on me and what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take somebody with me. And the conversation before anything started, hold up. First of all, what's with the blatant disregard and disrespect to my people? Let's talk about that. Cause we can't move forward to do nothing together. I can't even look at you eye to eye. We can't, if it ain't a mutual respect, then we can't go nowhere. And you've been disrespecting us from the jump. So what's happening? And how he answer that gonna depend on how the rest of the meeting go.
If he walks in with a hat, you smacking the hat off?
Nah, that's assault. That's literally life. That's literally a life sentence you just got me. No.
Wait, and if he says, let's take a picture first, are you going to take a picture?
No, hell no. Take a picture for we ain't here for no photo op. We here to get something done, real.
Would you let the people know that, look, I'm going to meet with this man?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I would, but I ain't going by myself. Because everything that I say happens, somebody else going to be able to say, that what happened.
Absolutely.
I ain't going by myself, because that's how he set you up. He'll come out and say, yes, he told me that we were buddies and that we were going to eat chicken wings at the JR Cricket later. Nigga, I ain't saying nothing like that, my nigga. What the hell? Hey, listen, man. Hey, y'all. This nigga lying like a motherfucker, shout. Sorry, we get out here with that old bullshit, you know what I'm talking about, man? Like, for real, though. Nah, man, but I mean, I think that somebody got to be at the table. That's why, you know what I'm saying, I think even if we spend all this time, like, informing Kanye and, you know, and trying to equip him as best as we can to make a more rational decision. Even if he decides, like, man, look, man, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm moving their way. And another thing I didn't mention, two more things that I learned that I didn't know before I got there. I didn't know that this man dead the fuck serious about running for president.
Yes, he is.
He is?
Oh, dead the fuck serious.
Like he's serious.
Nah, hold up though, bro. Hold up though. Dead the fuck.
Dead the fuck. That's dead ass.
You understand?
In New York translation.
Dead the fuck serious.
Dead the fuck serious.
That A-Town dead ass. Dead the fuck serious. You understand that? That bankhead.
Serious face serious.
That's that bankhead motherfucking dead ass, B.
Y'all
Dead the fuck serious.
He said
partner.
that at the VMAs. Y'all forgot that.
Yeah, but I didn't take him serious.
Man, but before how I knew he was dead serious. Cause before it was Kanye 2020. Now Kanye 2024. You see what I'm saying?
Are you on the team?
Who? On what team?
For him to run for president.
I am a constituent and a friend. I ain't in politics. I ain't trying to be in politics, man. I am in the for-profit business. You understand me? I ain't trying to be in politics. I'm not interested. I think I could get more done, unrestricted.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be bound by the restraints
Right.
of bureaucracy.
So he really gonna run, spend his own money and really do it.
His best chance to do it in 2020, though. Go right up against Trump, head on.
Yeah. If it's him or Trump, I'm with him all the way.
You right.
I'm with him all the way.
Yeah, you right.
And see, that what he ain't seeing. But maybe he'll do now.
What's the other thing you said? You said it was two things.
Oh, and how affected he still is by the death of his mom.
Absolutely.
He's still affected, but it doesn't show. It doesn't show. You know what I mean? And I think another thing, he'd been hermited for so long and he removed himself from, I guess, normal social interaction so much that I think it feel to me like, he just happy to be like, talking. Like, what's up, man? Hey, listen, man, I've talked to Kanye probably 4 times in 14 years. And I've talked to him maybe every day.
Word up.
Since I left him. Every single day.
Same here. So that lets you know he reaching out. You know what I'm saying? So who are we to be like, let's at least arm the brother with the information.
I can't do that. If anybody needs my help and they are worth helping and they have shown that they're willing to put in, the work to help themselves, I can't turn my back on that.
We know. You talk somebody off a goddamn building. we know.
Yeah, but I mean, even if he decide that way he want to go, if he want to sit at that table, we need somebody who gonna sit at that table and have a discussion.
Yeah.
As long as they represent us.
I mean,
that's the important part. You can't just be
we gonna represent us. We gonna represent us.
The black order, baby.
Saying? We gonna represent us. They can't make us do nothing we don't want to do because they got to bring it back to the front line. You did?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What you say? Nah, we ain't doing that.
Dead the fuck serious.
Hey, take this back. Take this back. 250-000-000-000. Huh. Yeah, tell them let's start there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there you have it. T.I., we appreciate you for joining us.
Right on, man. Love.
It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.